back to Lakeside. We are 2-0 up in the middle of the Men's World Championships final. Andy Bartons of Belgium is not making any mistakes so far. He leads Chris Lman of the Netherlands. The crowd behind me are absolutely loving it. It is a real high energy finals day here in Lakeside. But Scott, Chris Lman, he just hasn't really got going yet, has he?
No, he's won the ball up in the back room, and maybe was hoping that Andy was going to be a little nervous, and once Andy took that first leg, he was right on his mettle, and he's made no mistake up to now. He's reeling legs off, he's reeling 2 sets off. Lman really needed that break. He needs to get back in there. He'll have people in there behind him and trying to explain to him what he's done wrong, if he has done a lot wrong, because Andy's done an awful lot right again.
Not only this crowd enjoying this break, but Andy Bartons is still on stage. He doesn't want to leave. He's practicing, he's throwing. He is so focused. The #1 in the world is not letting any errors happen so far, is he?
No, he's not, and he doesn't want to go off the stage. When you're playing like that and you're 2 sets up, why would you want to stop? He snuck off. He was gone for about 30 seconds, and then he's coming back out here. Maybe it's because he wants to be away from the hustle and bustle out in the back room. He doesn't want people approaching him. He wants to keep his head in the focus of where it is. And I believe he's just had a quick nip out and a quick nip back to get away from the hullabaloo in the back room.
Okay, well, there's still a long way to go in this match. They're back, they're on the stage, 2-0 up.
Welcome back to the final of the 2023 WDF Men's World Championship here at Lakeside, where we've just witnessed a Bartons blitz, a Bartons bulldozing of Chris Lman. Lman has had the powers of recovery on many occasions in this tournament, but does he have it in him to overcome this brilliant performance from the #1 seed? These next few legs absolutely vital for the 42-year-old from the Netherlands. And it was so notable that Andy Bartons went off for about 30 seconds, then came back on, and he was throwing dart after dart after dart. 85. He is tunnel visioned on the dartboard right now.
No, it's a funny thing to go back in the back room during the final. People will look at you, people won't approach you generally, but you can feel the air of tension in the back room. Generally, when I was in the final, I went in the back room, had a comfort break, never took my darts with me. I didn't want to throw on a different board. My son was in the back room with me. Richie George was actually in the back room with me on that occasion, and he's here tonight, funny enough. But yeah, and I just had a chat with them, and we talked about what was going on, and then I came back out. And that was the way we did it. But Andy doesn't, if you're 2 sets up, I suppose you don't want a break. You don't want to be back in the room with anything, taking your mind off of what you've just achieved and what you've done. It's sort of like, if it's an American football game, we're in the first quarter, it's over and done with, and he's ahead.
He has the biggest checkout of the week. He could break his own record.
119. Chris Uruguay 56.
Chris has got to polish these off, and that's exactly what he didn't do. He had a couple of chances in the first 2 sets and didn't manage to get Bartons on the back foot by hitting them. So that's something that he'll be happy with, that he's opened up.
140.
As I mentioned in the first set, going through Barton's numbers, 44% on the doubles.
95.
Remarkable, really, that Chris has got to the final by missing over 100 darts at double, 54 out of 163 for the tournament. So it was important for him when cleaning up that 56 that there was no messing about. There have been too many times where we've seen him have 3 darts at a double in hand and he's not taken them.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a county manager that keeps telling me sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And in darts, you need a bit of luck to win anything big. You need a bit of luck. And Lam is now here, and he's got to turn that luck into positivity
90.
and get his game out there. This is the world final. You do not want them to be leaving
80.
having played your B game. Sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. If you put your best game out there and your opponent beats you, you just shake him by the hand and go, it was your
65.
day.
Chris, you require 140. $56.
For a lot
And
of
you
other
require
players, 135 would be a big ask. But for Andy Bartons,
110.
it still is too big an ask.
Chris, you require 84.
So 14, double 11.
62. And you require 25.
But it's not like he's missing by minute bits there. He missed by a country mile. And it invites Barton to come back in and take it.
Third leg is Chris to throw first. Game on.
Hold of throw for Andy Bartons.
140.
Chris has definitely lifted his game since the break. There's no two ways about that.
140.
But Bartons is going with him.
140.
Belgium's most famous darts fan, Jackie.
$100. Chris, you require 81. Game shot and a third man.
Real authority from Chris Lman.
From first, game on.
A 12 darter landed on the bullseye.
59.
Just reminding Bartons that he's in a game. You may have started quickly. It's all about how you finish.
60.
Just ask Jelle Klassen. It was a properly crazy game of darts last night.
174.
174 called by our referee,
100.
Garen Roderick, in his second year here at Lakeside, and he's been given the chance to referee the first half of the final in a super edition.
98.
And I'll thank him for his company in the comms box for games this week.
60. And you require 170.
Could it? Oh.
Game
Yay!
shot to the fourth man. Andy Barton.
Finally, the 170 is gone.
Fifth leg is Chris to throw first. Game on.
If any one player was going to do that, of course it was going to be Andy Bartons.
Yeah, absolutely.
100.
Absolutely. Just when you think Lman's getting back into the game,
59.
that is going to give him a big lift at the end of this set.
100.
Back-to-back 12 darters. One from Chris, one from Andy.
95. 100.
Said their pace would suit each other. That's exactly what's happening here.
167, numerically smaller, but more difficult because of the switching. This is frightening. This is frightening.
142. Chris, you require 141. 65. And you require 25.
17 it will be. Double 4 he will aim at first. Double 2 he's polished off.
Game shot and
continues to do.
Andy Bartons. Fourth set, first leg, it's Andy 2.
That 170 at the end of leg 4 in set 3. Massive turning point in the game. And went
100.
Changed the momentum totally from Lman to Bartons.
100.
Highest average of the tournament has been 97.4 from Dennis Nilsson against Wesley Plaisier in the quarterfinals.
140.
The way Bartons is going, he's not just going to beat that, he's going to annihilate it.
140.
Averaging 101 right now.
$140.
And doesn't seem to be easing up any.
140.
Thus far, a masterful performance from the world number 1.
85.
Well, he's that confident, he doesn't feel like he needs to leave a dart at the bull last in hand. It's what Chris Lman needs.
96. And you require 36. $32.
Wow.
Chris, you require 25.
Double 8.
Game shot to the first set. Chris Lman.
Finally, Bartons misses a chance.
7 leg.
And Lman sneaks one off of him.
Game on.
It's a breaker throw.
100.
The longer Chris Lman goes without winning a set, the less he'll believe he can win.
45. 60.
Wesley Plaisier enjoying himself.
$136.
But he wishes he could be on the stage right now.
95.
The only way that would have been possible would have been for him to get past Dennis Nilsson and then Bartons. Good luck with that.
He looks to be having a good time where he is.
125.
Little
60.
Dicky. Sat in the crowd enjoying the World Championships. He always does.
81. $140. And you require 114. $58. Chris, you require 46.
6 tops.
26. And you require 56.
So once again, after sneaking a leg, he hands Bartons a chance to get it straight back.
46.
Bartons does not
Chris, you require
convert.
20.
Jackie rubbing his head there. He will be if this double 10 goes in.
10.
And once again,
And you require
double
10.
trouble curses the countryman.
No score. Chris, you require 10.
What's happening here?
Game shot for the second leg.
Lman
Chris
double,
Lman.
that's what's happening here.
Third leg. It's Andy to throw first. Game on.
2 legs up in set 4.
100.
You'd have seen in the walk-on that Chris Lman has got his wife and his kids with him here at the lakeside.
140.
Yeah, his wife's Clarissa. Saw her pop up earlier on one of the camera shots.
93. 100. 100. 100.
First to 6 sets. We will get breaks after the 4th, 6th and 8th set if we get that far. And then sets 9, 10 and 11, if required, will go straight to the end.
And you require 108. Game shot and a third down.
Bartons back in this set.
Forfait Chris to through first. Lman.
When you keep polishing those off,
100.
it just puts that doubt in your opponent's mind when he gets down round those 50 to 80 shot outs if you're around the ton.
140.
And again, it's giving Bartons a lift on the Lman throw. Lman was looking, with all intents and purposes, at taking that last leg and in position, but the 108 from Bartons gives another momentum swing.
100. 140.
Good response though from Lman.
$60. Chris, you require 121. 105.
Nice setup from Lman. He'll be coming back for double 8 for the set.
60. Chris, you require 16.
Chance he must take.
Game
The
shot and a
chance he
full
does
set.
take. Chris Lman is on the board. Andy Bartons was threatening to whitewash him in sets, but Lman is made of tougher stuff than that, as we have seen on several occasions this week. He'll now believe a little bit more that he can go on and become world champion. Andy Bartons is still in command, but Chris Lman is behind him. It is Bartons 3, Lman 1.
Welcome back to Lakeside for the men's CT1 WDF World Championship Finals. It is 3-1 between Andy Bartons and Chris Lman. This rivalry of the Netherlands and Belgium, traditional rivalry there, is really heating up, isn't it? But it's been a really interesting couple of sets, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. Lman needed to break. We said he needed to break after set 2. Came out in set 3. And it started to look really good and putting more pressure on Bartons. Unfortunately, in the 5th leg of that set, he wasn't even in it, and Bartons takes it to go 3-0. That's given Chris a little bit more determination, and he's come out and taken that last set 3-1 and looked very good with it. Bartons did take a 108 in that set, but the only way that was the only way he was going to get a shot there. Is Lman now going to do what he did against Jelle Klaassen? Because he's going to have to reel a couple off on the trot here to get back in it.
We've seen glimpses of genius almost from Bartons at certain points, haven't we? We saw that 170 checkout. He was so in his flow, but then somehow Lman, he's holding on, isn't he?
He is, and I think if he'd have taken the 167 out the next leg as well, that would have broken Chris's heart, absolutely broken it. But he didn't. Lman's back in it now, and he knows that he's back in it. But he's a long way back and still in it. That's the problem for him. So he's now got to come out and start holding his sets and break Andy and get himself right in the mix. Because if he doesn't do that, if Bartons gets the next one, he's really getting closer to the line, and you haven't got a lot of leeway in play time to be able to catch up.
Okay, well, this is a best of 11. Let's see how far it goes. 3-1. Andy Bartons leads. We'll take you back to the stage.
Thanks, Joe. Andy Bartons still in command. But Chris Lman was able to exploit 1 or 2 weak visits from the brilliant Belgian. It was a good set from the countryman to win going into the break. Bartons with a bit of extra thinking to do now. Lman will hope to carry the form from set 4 into this 2-set session.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. 5th set.
We've had a changeover of referee, and for the final time on the Lakeside stage, we welcome Charlie Korstefijn, who's leaving for pastures new.
140.
A top bloke who will be sorely missed from this stage, and a top referee as well.
59.
Chris Lman, at very few points of this tournament, has shown his A-game. Go back to that burst of 4 sets that saw him recover from 3-1 down to beat Jelle Klaassen. But in none of his 4 matches, he's averaged above 90, whereas Andy Bartons' lowest average has been 93. Bartons just has that extra gear.
126.
Well, it's like an overdrive, isn't it? It's an extra gear that he just cruises along.
60.
He does drop off on occasions, all dart players do, but when he does drop
60.
off over this long distance, you've got to be on top of him.
100, and you require 160.
Already Bartons is threatening a break of throw. Needs treble 20.
But that last score of 100 from Lman made him not hit that treble 20. So now he's got to take this.
Game shot the first leg. Chris Lman.
He has to claw his way back into this game. Slowly but surely, whether it's taking mistakes from Andy or whether having to blow him away with scoring.
He took your very wise advice, Scott.
We've all been there, mate. That's what it is.
140.
We've all been there.
Just watching this final, are you getting flashbacks and reminiscing about yours?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely. A final I was in to and fro between Adams and I.
140.
There were a few big moments, and I managed to win one more of them than he did. That's how tight the margins can be.
81.
We were both, I think, had a 93 average in that one.
Game shot the second leg.
Andy Bartons has an 11 darter.
Thirdly, it's Chris to throw first. Game on.
And that's around the mark you've got to be in these finals to win them.
91.
You have to stand up there and tell
100.
yourself, special moments, special people. And get yourself through those moments.
55.
From Barton's point of view, this week has not just been about obviously winning, but essentially justifying the hype.
134.
Proving why so many people are talking about him.
Absolutely, and the fact that he's the number one and he's taken all that pressure all week. You know, he doesn't have an interview without being mentioned that he's the number one. It starts to grate a little bit at times, I can tell you.
97.
But once it's gone, you wish you were at number one all week, all the time. Being number one in the rankings is the most amazing feeling.
And you require 170.
Being number one in the rankings and world champion is an even better feeling.
60. Christian require 155.
Wanted treble 19.
139. And you require 110.
Probably the worst dart Andy Bartons has thrown
70.
all week. Worst two
Christian
darts.
requires 60.
And once again,
and you require 40.
Errors from Lman.
Game shot the third leg. Andy Bartons.
Errors that have been characteristically punished.
Go on.
He's in the background there shaking his head, he can't believe it. Lman is one of the more honest players about his game. He doesn't need talent, he knows.
60.
And when he comes off, he doesn't ever blame another player. He doesn't ever get upset. He just knows that he hasn't done it or he has done it.
100. $81. 138.
Lovely setup from Bartons.
100.
Once again, it's that clear-headed thinking.
164.
Correct board management.
$83. 100. And you require 81.
There's Andy's very nervous-looking girlfriend, Steph. She'll be less nervous if he takes out this bullseye to go 4-1 up.
56. Christian require 160.
Big ask from Lman to take the 160 to stay in the set.
140.
Pressures the 25 of Bartons. Bartons goes 17. Double 4. Double 2.
Game shot the fifth set. Andy Bartons.
He's been so good at those because he's had several opportunities at the bullseye. Apart from the 170, all of them have gone wide of the mark. But 25 is one of those shots that players practice religiously because they know they're going to be left on it on a number of occasions.
60.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, I still prefer the 9 route because it gives you a good go at double 8 and still get a go at double 4. Whereas the 17s route, if you miss the double 4, you're back down to double 2. It's not a double that you're always throwing at.
140.
Well, you like not to be throwing at it very often, I can tell you. Because something's gone drastically wrong with
95.
3 or 6 darts before you if you get heading down to double 2.
Although in defensive Bartons, that's 3 legs now. He's won on double 2.
Oh, you don't mind if you're winning them like it, that's for sure.
140.
40. $99, and you require 161. $65. $99, and you require 96.
Double 12.
72. Christian require 167.
He's given Lman chances, but they're like 164, 167.
142. And you require 24.
Not far away.
These break your heart when they go.
18.
Not to be this time.
25. 21.
And once again,
And he requires 6.
Lman reads his script.
Madhouse.
No score. Christian
I
requires
must
4.
admit, I thought he was going to split that because he's been so good on double 2. I was convinced he'd go 2 for double 2. And Lman thinks, I'll have a go at that myself.
Second leg, it's Chris to throw first. Game on.
It'd be annoying for Andy because it shouldn't go unnoticed that winning that 5th set was a break of throw.
100.
Going first in this 6th set.
$135. $100. $77.
Good recovery from Bartons there. Andy finding himself in the 5s.
140.
Win here
91.
for the Belgian would mean
161.
masses to Belgian darts. There's no two ways about it. They have their superstars out there.
65.
Dimitri van der Berg and Kim Hybricks. This would be
180.
This would be some win and boost to darts in Belgium.
And he requires
Shows
80.
Bartons was right to go for the full 180 and leave double 9.
Game shot the second leg. Andy Bartons.
He's getting most things right.
Third leg, it's Andy to throw first. Game on.
Because it's an unusual number to leave on purpose. Lman may have looked at it and thought, oh, all right. Maybe get a little bit distracted.
100.
Call it the old dead cat shot.
Absolutely.
100. $44. 60. 58. 99.
Should go to the 18s. Chooses to stay.
171.
What do I know?
Tidy. If you got 2 in there, you just want to put 3 in there, Dan.
28.
Bartons knew he didn't have to go the 18 route for that.
60. $130. And you require 68.
Double 4.
60. Christian required 52.
When you're 4-1 up in sets, those usually just drop in. So a chance for Lman.
32.
And another chance goes begging.
And you require 8. Game shot on the third leg. Andy Bartons.
And once again, Andy Bartons tied. He's up.
Fourth leg, it's Chris to throw first. Game on.
The start of the game spoke about Andy Barton's proclivity
21.
with tops. But I'll tell you something, throughout the duration of this tournament, he's been brilliant on double 4 and double 2. Those small, awkward numbers that some players
95.
will go to lengths to avoid. He's snatched them. They're under his
85.
grasp.
49. 41.
A lot of head shaking going on there from Lman.
Mary and Teresa enjoying their night at the Arras.
43.
Absolutely. Lman now starting to panic. Really chastising himself. He knows that was a chance to get back in this leg.
100.
Bartons has turned the throw around on him. He's going to need a double treble visit here to try and get it back.
60.
And then you're having a bit of luck there. That one didn't even go in. It's all starting to weigh down on Lman's shoulders.
60.
Well, the bounce out in the first visit, I think, has set the tone for this leg.
60.
18 darts and not a finish.
37.
Bartons could be close to finishing off Lman. He wants double 10.
117. 59. And you require 20.
Double 10 coming in then.
Game shot on the sixth set. Andy
Set
Bartons.
number 6 goes Barton's way.
He needs one more set to become the Lakeside World Champion. He is not flagging. If anything, he's getting stronger, tougher, more resilient. Chris Lman now probably needs a miracle. It is Bartons 5, Lman 1.
welcome back to Lakeside. We hope you're enjoying this final as much as we are. It is 5-1. Andy Barton's world #1 leads Chris Lman. But there have been moments for Chris Lman, although it does look like the end could be in sight for the world #1. The break came at the wrong time for Lman, didn't it?
Well, yeah, he just started to make a sort of a mini comeback. Unfortunately, he'd only won one of the two legs and he needed both of them. We said at our last break that at 3-1, the first set coming back was really important, and Andy Bartons just absolutely blitzed it. Got in front of Lman, and then he's just steamrolled the next one as well. So it's not looking good for Chris Lman. Can he come back and perform another fight back? He did it yesterday against Clarkson, but he's running out of legs, sets and times to be able to do it, because he would have to do it without a mistake.
Indeed he would, because if Andy Bartons wins this next set, then it is all over. But don't give up hope for Chris Lman yet. We've seen him take down 2 former world champions already. We know he has that mental resilience. He has been an underdog that has come out on top before. We can't write him off just yet.
We can't write him off, but, you know, he's got out of jail twice against big players, so I can't see it happening a third time, if I'm honest.
Well, if Andy Bartons does indeed win, he'll be the first ever winner of this championship for Belgium. What will that mean for the country, for darts in Belgium?
Belgium has its own superstars in darts anyway, but he would be the one with the world championship. So it would give Belgium a big lift. He's just one of the guys, Andy. So it would be great for every dart player in Belgium if he does win it.
Okay, well, let's see if Andy Bartons can do it. He is world #1. Can he finish off the year the way he wants to? Back to the stage.
Andy Bartons has won nearly 10 titles in the WDF this year, the biggest one coming in Australia, winning the Open against Neil Duff. He was the runner-up in the Dutch Open, losing out to Barry Van Peer. Disappointment there. He has not let that affect him for the entirety of 2023 as a calendar year. The winning machine looks like he is rolling on, still unbeaten since the end of September. And Chris Lman, unless he manages somehow to win 5 consecutive sets, will be the latest victim in the Bartons onslaught. Charlie Constantine is about to call game on. Chris Lman has the throw. There is now no more margin for error for the Dutchman. He has to be note perfect from now on. He has to find the form that saw him beat Clarkson last night, and maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, all that and more, I would suggest.
135.
And he's been so solid. You can't see Chris getting 5 sets before Andy gets 1. And that's the honest answer to this, really.
100. 41.
And you now start to think and question, did Lman have 2 finals already? One against Neil Duff and one against
60.
Jelle Klaassen. So you could say he's come through 2 mini finals already.
100.
Has that taken it out of him? I also feel there's an advantage here when you play the semi-final in the afternoon and not the evening. I think you've got more downtime in the afternoon, more time to let the adrenaline drop down so you get a normal night's sleep. Whereas it's late in the evening, the adrenaline's still pumping for 2 hours after the game.
Double 13. He chose to stay on the treble 20, and he was vindicated. It is another major, massive checkout for Andy Bartons.
He knew he was only going to get 1 dart at it. The chances are Lman would take the 60 is how you'd approach that mentally. And he then knew 2 darts at the treble for 1 dart at the double. Doesn't matter what double it was. There's Andy's partner there, still worried, 5-1 up.
55.
Well, Andy Bartons is playing like a man who's got a 6 a.m. flight to Belgium. He's got to get to the airport. He's got to pack his suitcase when he gets home. He's in a hurry.
To be fair, he's always in a hurry, mate, to be honest. Especially when he puts his foot to that hockey.
59.
But he's showed a controlled hurriedness this week.
Yeah, that is a good way of putting it, because sometimes Lman is so much in a hurry, he becomes erratic, but there's never really been any erratic spells from Bartons.
No, I'm a firm believer when it's your time, and
95, and you require 107.
You'd be a brave man to bet against it. It's Andy's time this year.
47. 42, and you require 60.
Can he sneak it underneath? Yes, he can. And now Andy Bartons is one leg away from the ultimate prize.
Christopher, game on. $123. 99. 100.
When you're in this situation and you're just one leg away in your head, you're just trying to hold it all together. Your family are around you. You can see them just biting their nails and being nervous, and you try to avoid that eye contact. You try and keep the game as normal as possible in your head.
126. Pressure reply 138. 58. And you require 136.
It could happen now. In League 16 for tops.
All about believing in the moment. It's all about believing in the moment. You dreamed of this moment.
70.
You've dreamed of this moment all your life. Now you're at that point.
And you require 40.
Andy Bartons requires tops. Andy Bartons has won the right to call himself the first ever Belgian champion.
WDF World Champion.
He has been the best player this week. He has been the most consistent player this week. He has proven why he is the #1 man. Belgian darts has been booming for some time. It is going to skyrocket to another level now. The absolutely brilliant Andy Bartons is your 2023 Lakeside World Champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, a massive round of applause for our finalist as he leaves the stage, Chris Lman! We now move straight into our presentation, and we welcome to the stage Teresa Franklin and Joanne Potter, the daughters of the late, great Bob Potter, OBE. Receiving £50,000, the magnificent Champions Trophy, and the title of CT1 WDF Lakeside Men's World Champion, the Beast from the East, Andy Bartons!
Andy Bartons, congratulations. We saw you celebrating on the floor, world #1 and now a world champion to match. Can you put into words what it feels like to finally achieve the dream?
Yeah, I dreamed a long time for this. Now I'm standing here, now I'm world champion, I'm happy.
Tonight, you were simply on fire. We saw glimpses of genius from you. How did you do it? How did you find such flow when it mattered the most?
Yeah, lots of training. I trained 3-4 months, 3-4 hours per day, and now this performance, I'm very happy.
What a sensational year you've had overall. Talk to me about the self-belief you have. You haven't been beaten since September.
Yeah, I have a lot of confidence. So they must put a good performance to beat me. So I'm the world champion now. Maybe we can better today, tomorrow, we will see.
Okay. You did deserve it. What a thing for you and for Belgium as well. Before we leave, a credit to your opponent. He took down 2 former world champions, but he couldn't take down the world #1. A credit to his performance, though.
Yeah, of course. Chris is also a very good player. He took a final at the PDC Pro Tour, so he's also very good.
Congratulations, Andy. Take this back to Belgium. Belgium's first ever world champion.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back to Lakeside. Well, we've seen our winners on stage here with their trophies. What a sensational week we've had overall, and here it is, day 9. Scott, that final performance from Andy Bartons, what did you make of the way he finished it off?
It was a super way that he finished it off. He just knew it was his week. He came to the final, never got phased. and he was the rightful winner on the week.
Indeed he was. How great is it to see both of our world number ones, both Reeves and Andy, finishing their year in style?
It's great for them both. You know, they can go into Christmas having a lovely Christmas, knowing it's job done and dream achieved.
Indeed it is. Well, all that's left to say here with the crowd behind us is thank you so much from all of us here tonight, from our commentators, yourself, Scott Mitchell, Dan McCarthy, MC Anthony Dundas, and from everyone here at Lakeside. We will see you next year. Good night.
Goodbye.